All right, tonight on a great American panel, he is the editor of National Review. He's a syndicated columnist, Fox News contributor. Rich Lowry is here. He is the president, executive director of the New York Civil Rights Coalition. Mike Myers is back. She, a columnist for Newsmax.com. By the way, a great edition coming out on Fox News. And the most powerful man in news, Roger Ailes. And the author of the book, Outnumbered, Jedediah Bila, is here. Guys, good to see you. All right. First of all, there was a New York Magazine survey that was done. By the way, liberal magazine. It's not National Review, Rich. Anyway, more than 1/3, 34% of the protesters at Occupy Wall Street are convinced that the United States government is no better than Al-Qaeda. And another 37% say capitalism cannot be saved, is inherently immoral. Now, I want to roll some video as we get answers here. Jedediah, now I look at the video and I look at these comments and I'm thinking, okay, this is the modern Democratic Party. Yeah. This is Barack Obama, who he's supporting. This is who Nancy Pelosi is supporting.
Yeah, it's amazing how profoundly anti-American so much of the sentiment coming from there is. And you contrast that with the Tea Party, which is just pro-Constitution, pro-American. And you look at the media spin of both of those things. And you have these protesters down on Wall Street being revered. And you have the Tea Party being demonized. And you really have to think about the role that the media plays and all that and what that means for America.
By the way, a lot of celebrities are down there. For example, that's Russell Simmons. Yeah. He's been on the show before. I guess that's Russell's Maybach. How much is that car? $500,000? All right, Russell Simmons, his net worth, according to Forbes, is $110 million. You have Kanye West down there. He earned $16 million last year. You got Jay-Z and Beyonce, and Kanye West apparently went on an expensive shopping spree after.
Well, first of all, I do not believe that the Wall Street protesters are anti-American in any way. They are expressing a point of view.
Wait a minute. This is a liberal survey that says
finish my point.
The U.S. government's...
They are expressing a point of view. I happen to disagree with their point of view, but that's what we do in America. We disagree. We protest. We demonstrate. Now, celebrities also run to the front of the line in order to come back on TV, like Michael Moore and Harry Belafonte and the others, because they want to have a sense of Daniel. They want to say, many, many take of the parson. This is the interpretation of the thing. God have numbered thy kingdom, thy days are numbered. That's what they want to say. That's their message. It's not the Wall Street protesters' message.
I don't call anybody un-American, but I'm saying
that's right.
When 34% of that group are convinced that America, this country, is no better than Al-Qaeda.
And you can go on a college campus and get the same sort of sentiment.
You get that an anti-American sentiment?
You might get it among the professoriate class about the American position. It's not my point of view. It's not your point of view. It's their point of view.
Equating us with a terrorist organization is anti-American on its face. And, you know, I think the irony of Kanye West and Russell Simmons, Kanye West is a guy famous for having gold teeth, going down to this anti-Wall Street protest. If they really want to eat the rich, people like Russell Simmons and Kanye West should be breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
These things gossip.
And of course, these people wouldn't be where they are today without capitalism. So they're there protesting the very thing that enabled them to be successful.
Let me put it up on the screen here, because we've got, let's look at the net worth here. Kanye, he earned an estimated $16 million in the past year, according to Forbes magazine. You got Russell Simmons, who we just saw on the screen. He, you know, is $110 million net worth. That was back in 2009. He's probably a lot richer. Susan Sarandon, $5 million just for, I guess, one movie.
Yeah, and they stopped by, and Susan Sarandon stops by in her limousine. Oh, God bless them. They've made it in America. They are rich.
Why are they mad at them?
They are mad at them. Some of them wanted to speak, and they did not get to speak. Oh. I believe that everybody should be able to speak, but not at my protest and not at your protest. Let them have their own protest.
Did you see the Atlanta video? I believe it was Atlanta, where John Lewis was waiting for a 25-minute period, and they wouldn't let John Lewis speak. And I'm watching this because I lived in Atlanta. John Lewis, a brave front lines of the civil rights movement, you know, got hit with bricks in the process of fighting for what he believed in. Real hero. They don't let him speak. You know what my wife said to me? She goes, the reason they probably don't know who he is.
Yes, exactly.
Of course not.
Is that possible, Rich?
Yeah, one of my colleagues has spent a lot of time down there videotaping and talking to people. And he said he was down there, I believe it was yesterday, and one of the leaders, so to speak, of this group was standing there speaking, and someone said, do you support Nancy Pelosi? And she said, who? who's Nancy Pelosi? So these are not very sophisticated.
They don't know
people.
Russell Simmons
They're
either.
rude.
They don't know Russell Simmons.
They
know
Am I
J-Lo
wrong
and
when I
people
show
like
that video? Yes or no? Exit question to quote John McLaughlin. Am I right or wrong to say that is, and America will see that as Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi's party?
Sure, of course they will. It's a reflection of
No, because those people are very angry with Barack Obama, and although they don't know her name, with Nancy Pelosi, because they don't like Congress either.
Will people see that as the Democratic Party? I believe they will.
They would not necessarily, except for the Democrats are foolishly, they can't help themselves, are embracing these people.
Which is going to come back to bite them.
It's what Ann Coulter said. They always rush to the front of the mob.
Is that what,
That's what Ann Coulter always says. That's the knee-jerk Democrat.
Coulter was right, except about, you know, begging Chris Christie to return.
The name of the book is
Chris Christie's inhaler if he didn't run.
Didn't Chris Christie support and endorse Mitt Romney?
I think he did.
Uh-huh.
All right, we have a lot more with our